Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from Business Wire. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So these last 5 years have been a roller coaster for T-Mobile and its customers, starting with closing the Sprint merger. And then ever since that close of that merger, it's been a roller coaster, right? And a large part of it has been negative. A lot of changes to the company that have really changed how T-Mobile operates. So a deciding factor for T-Mobile and them being able to grow and continue to take customers from Verizon and AT&T has been a differentiating value proposition in the market. But today, that is no longer the case. I don't see, after all the changes T-Mobile has made, I don't see where T-Mobile today is any different than Verizon and AT&T. They're priced the same, just about the same now. T-Mobile now no longer offers any plans that have taxes included for new customers. If you're grandfathered into that, you get to keep it for now until T-Mobile decides to change that. But the only thing that has changed, according to T-Mobile and Ookla, T-Mobile now has the best network in America. That's what they're touting. That's what they're boasting and bragging about at quarterly earnings, conferences, and I'm sure internally they speak to other people and they just tout having the best network in the United States. But again, that doesn't really make them much different from the competition. So I'm just wondering in the future if that's going to hurt T-Mobile as the consumer, the customer, they catch on. Eventually they'll catch on. And there's probably more negative moves that T-Mobile will make that's going to, that's going to eventually get to the consumer, right? There might be another fee increase coming next year. Eventually it will create that domino effect going down the line where it eventually gets to the legacy customer where they're like, I've had enough of T-Mobile. I joined T-Mobile because they were cheaper. They had a much significantly better deal. And now that is just no longer the case, right? So could it potentially backfire on T-Mobile, the changes that they've made? Because now, I mean, the playing field is even, right? T-Mobile built out a lot of towers in these last 5 years. They will continue to build out more sites. I mean, just this second half alone, they're touting another 3,000 new towers. Plus, the integration of US Cellular starts now. So the network is going to be bigger than it's ever been before. But what's really going to keep T-Mobile in the driver's seat? What's really going to keep them growing the way that they have been for the last 15 years? I mean, it's been quarter after quarter after quarter where they've been able to outpace the competition by large amounts. It wasn't just, for the most part, 50,000 more or 100,000 more. No. In many of these quarters, T-Mobile has been able to outgrow what Verizon and AT&T had combined, and T-Mobile was able to double that number in many cases, right? Say combined Verizon, to make the math simple, say Verizon in a quarter and AT&T combined had 400,000. T-Mobile would grow 800,000 and double that number, just T-Mobile alone. That is some crazy volume. And I wonder if those levels are going to just slow down. And I'm starting to wonder if they're going to significantly slow down as T-Mobile further implements these changes. Some call it nickel and diming, fee increases, taking away taxes, right? And this is for new customers, right? Because T-Mobile is also having to strike a balance. They need to figure out how to keep churn low while they still grow to the numbers that they guided. So people have asked in the comments, well, is T-Mobile going to significantly slow down because of this? Well, T-Mobile is still guiding like 3 million postpaid customers for the year. So these changes that they've implemented, T-Mobile planned this out long ago. It's not like overnight T-Mobile just decided, oh, we're not going to do taxes and fees included anymore. They knew about this well ahead of time. So they had to have some type of idea of what impact that would bring on the numbers. And if it showed that they believe, even with all the changes, fee increases, prices being closer than ever before, right? Taxes and fees no longer included on any of the new plans. If they came to the conclusion that they could still grow at the same clip, then there's got to be a big problem with Verizon and AT&T and their approach to the market. Now, AT&T, not so much, because AT&T is still maintaining growth, but there's got to be a problem in something that Verizon's not looking at, right? So maybe it's a go-to market. Maybe it's, I don't know, just marketing in general. It could be many reasons as to why Verizon is not growing the way that they should be for what they offer and the network and scale that they've built. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think T-Mobile, what their differentiating proposition is today in the market, as they've, pretty much are now equal to what Verizon and AT&T offer. But let us know that in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.